All right, for problem number 18, it says the depth of a pond is 180 centimeters and is being reduced at 1 centimeter per week. The depth of the second pond is 160 centimeters and is reduced by a half a centimeter per week. If the depths of the two ponds continue to be reduced, at about how many weeks will the ponds have the same depth? So let's write equations for both. So pond 1 we'll call y sub 1 is equal to, now it started off as 180, but then it loses 0.1, or no, it loses 1 centimeter per week. So I'm going to make W equal weeks, right? So at the first week it loses a centimeter, the third week it's lost 3 centimeters, does that make sense? Now for the other one, y sub 2, it starts off with 160 centimeters and it loses 1/2 a centimeter. Now I put minus because we're subtracting that. So now if I take my calculator and I plug that in, I got to turn my plots off though first, so plots off. And I plug those equations in and I say 180 minus 1, and I got to put x instead of w. And then I say 160 minus 0.5, which is the same as 1/2 times x. And I got to change the window because my y values are pretty high. My x values should start at 0, and then maybe we'll go up to 20. I don't know where it'll cross. My y values should be positive, and since it's large, I'm going to put 200. So let's graph this. So that's the first equation. Oh man. How would I know where to set the graphing window? Well, one way to check is to look and see at the answers they give us. That's how many weeks it might take. What's the largest number you see there? 140. So that means the x might be as large as 140. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in here for my window setting. And I don't think it's 140, but I'll put 140 just in case. Now I'll graph it. Now they'll be at the same depth when the two lines intersect one another, right? Okay, so what I want to do then is I'm just going to let my graphing calculator find the intersection. So I'm going to say 5, and I just need to get that cursor really close to where the two intersect, and the calculator does the rest of the work. And it says at 40 weeks, it'll be 140 centimeters for both of them. So the answer is 40, and that's what we did on our calculator. Would you like to know how we could do that without a calculator? Yes, Mr. Adams, please show us. All right, I will. We're looking for when y1 is equal to y2. Now, if that's the case, this is y1, so I could write over here 180 minus 1w should be equal to this stuff over here, which is 160 minus 1/2 w. Now, if I go and solve this algebraically, watch what I get. W represents the number of weeks. If I subtract 160 from both sides, this cancels, and I get 20 minus w is equal to negative 1/2 w. If I add 1w to both sides, I get 20 is equal to 1/2 w. But I don't want 1/2 w, what do I want? 1w. So I multiply this by 2, multiply this by 2, and I get 40 is equal to w. I do math.